Good afternoon, car nuts. This, as you can see, is the new Mercedes SLS AMG. It costs £157,000. It has a 6.3 litre V8 engine with 571 horsepower. But the bit I'm confused about is what exactly this car is. Is it a 911 rival? Is it a Lamborghini rival? Is it an Aston Martin rival? Or is it in fact an entity unto itself? I don't know. I'm going to jump in and try and find out. So first impressions of the SLS from behind the wheel, well, they are mostly very good. I'm not entirely convinced about the design of the cabin. Basically, it doesn't quite feel as if it's 158,000 quid's worth. It's good, the architecture's fine and the ergonomics are very, very sound, but it just doesn't quite feel $1 million inside here. But to drive, I really like this car. It's got a kind of old school, honest GT car style feel to it. It's very, very obviously rear-wheel drive. You sit a long way back, it almost feels as if you're sitting right over the rear axle, which is nice because the feel from the rear axle is really good and the steering is excellent. You can have total faith in where the front end is going to go. What is really, really impressive with the SLS though is its overall dynamic capability. This thing will go around corners really, really fast. If you try hard enough, you can just about hang on to a 911 turbo, which is four-wheel drive, and as we know, handles like a god. It's also flaming fast in a straight line. We haven't actually done the road test figures on it yet, but it feels not far off the Lamborghini in a straight line. That is impressive for a 1,600 kilogram front engine V8 GT car, basically. And then you've got the gearbox. It's a double clutch. It's not a pre-selected double clutch, so it's kind of halfway between the two, but it works, again, really well. There's a slight delay when you flick the paddles, but the actual machinations of the change itself, they're brilliant. So to go back to that original question as to what the SLS actually is, I think it's time we tried some of the opposition. First up, Porsche 911 Turbo. Is the SLS anything like it? Well, they're both German, they both have over 500 horsepower and they both have flappy paddle gear shifts. But beyond that, there's no comparison between these two cars. Porsche is faster, more comfortable, massively more agile. No, the SLS is not a 911 Turbo rival, no way. So, is the SLS remotely like the new Lamborghini Gallardo Superleggera? No. This is the Aston Vantage V12 and it is by far the closest in kind to the SLS. Why? Well, we've got an engine in the front and it's rear-wheel drive, just like the SLS. Same kind of hairy-chested, slightly old-fashioned sports car kind of feel to it as well. But actually, when it comes right down to it, the Aston's personality is quite a lot warmer than the Mercedes. It's not as fast, not as dynamic, and it certainly doesn't go around corners as clinically as the Mercedes, but I think I actually prefer its demeanour overall. It's just a bit friendlier. Is it better than the Mercedes? Not sure, that's too close to call. So we've established that the SLS is definitely not a 911 rival, is clearly not a Lamborghini rival, is kind of similar to an Aston Martin Vantage V12, but actually is a law unto itself. And actually, in fact, it's a very good law unto itself. I think if we were ranking the SLS in a road test, it would have to get 4 out of 5. It's that good. The only problem with it is that it's a little bit cold on the emotional front. It's a bit German. But you can't knock it overall. It is a very, very good car.